Welcome. Welcome. I first want to apologize for being late. Welcome. I'm trying to get it all focused and situated and set up so everybody's getting the main attraction. How's it going, man? How's it going, man? You all right? You blessed? In the atmosphere, this midnight hour. I appreciate you for tuning into the midnight hour. You know what I'm saying? You can shoot over to YouTube at any time and subscribe. You can get all the content. You won't miss out on nothing. This is the midnight hour. What is the midnight hour? The midnight hour is where you come and reflect, where you come to a point in your life or a point in time where you can get away from all the haters, get away from all the clout chasers, get away from everybody that's out trying to get the next dollar. And you can come to the midnight hour to reflect and understand what it is to make it to that next level. That's what the midnight hour is. We come to a point in your life where I can't even explain it. You didn't been in the midnight hour before where I guess if you want to say making choices, a time to make choices, you can call that a midnight hour. But it's just right now. What are you doing right now? Let's because a lot of people have been asking me, what is the midnight hour? I don't understand what the midnight hour is. What is the midnight hour? Okay, well, first of all, what are you doing right now? You're chilling. You winding down. You are coming to a end point in your day. Yes. Yes. Come on, man. You with me? We vibing. We subscribing. You on, right? That's what you're doing right now, right? You chilling. You laid back, chilling, winding down, coming to a end point in your day, and in the end point in your day, you are going through all the different situations that you have been through, whether it's been good, bad, or ugly. You are going through all the situations that you've been through, the ups, the downs, whatever type of situation, whether it's, you know what I'm saying, the bills, the kids, the spouse, the bank, the job, haters, whatever the case may be. It's just um, a point in time where you can get away from all that. You can get away from all that. You get away from all that. And I know that everybody is giving their own live channels, their own live feeds, their own podcasts. And I understand there's so many different things going on, so many different things to tune into, so many different things that you can tune into and watch and subscribe and be tuned into other than this channel. And I can understand, but like I said, I'm trying to give you guys something different, something that everybody else is not giving you. And I have said it before on multiple podcasts is that if you are involving that type of stuff in your life, it's bound to happen in your life. If you are watching Maury and Jerry Springer and trying to guess who the baby daddy is or guess who sleeping with who, that's bound to happen in your life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to give you guys something different. Like I said, right now, this is the midnight hour. You guys are winding down. And at this moment, you are just finding different ways to level up. Level up. And if you are not finding a way to level up, then you know what I'm saying, you could be doing something different. And that's not what we on right now. Right now, this is the midnight hour. We're just trying to find ways to level up and make it to the next day. And like I said, that can mean so many different ways. That can mean so many different things. That can mean a lot of different things. And on this midnight hour, since I am the host, I am no middle name. Why am I here? I am here on the midnight hour because I feel I have a voice to give back. I have something to say back to the people that I'm around, the people that I'm subscribing, the people that's following, the people that's a part of what I got going on. And like I said, I mean, I'm not doing it for no clout. I'm not chasing nothing. I ain't doing this for none of that. This is just how I feel. I feel like that I've been through some things. I've been through some different situations, and God has blessed me tremendously. And it's only right that I give those blessings back. And one of those ways that I know to give back is this type of podcast, this type of podcast. So, like I said, this is the midnight hour, and I am bringing you guys something a little different. So, if you would like to shoot over to YouTube and subscribe or be a part of something different, I would, I'm saying, greatly appreciate it. So, like I said, man, this is the midnight hour, and I'm bringing you guys this on this um, midnight hour break. Normally, on this midnight hour, if you have been subscribing, if you have been a part, if you have been following, normally what I like to do when I first start out is I like to start out with a prayer. That way, the atmosphere is open. It is um all the tension is being released, because when you pray, I'm saying, it just feels like the atmosphere is different. And I feel like if I pray, I'm saying, I can bring in a little bit something different to the atmosphere. So like I said, I'm finna, pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for waking us up this morning. Thank you for putting clothes on our back, food on our table, and a roof over our head. Lord, I ask you to continue to touch our situation, continue to cleanse our situation, and be able to uplift each and every person. Continue to touch each and every person that's following and subscribing to this podcast, and continue to give us the strength and the wisdom to be able to continue to move forward. We ask this and many more blessings. In God's name we pray. Amen. And it's, what I'm saying, that opens the atmosphere. That opens the atmosphere so we can be able to level up and be able to do something different, not normally than what we are doing. So I am your host. I am no middle name, and I am giving you the midnight hour. On this midnight hour, on today's topic, I give you a lot of different topics. That way we can be different and find different ways to level up. On today's topic, we are going to be going over MCMs. Now, I know that a lot of people know what MCMs are. MCMs are Men Crush Mondays. That's what it was normally for. Men Crush Mondays. And on the midnight hour, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to still be a MCM, but it's going to be um Men Change Mondays. That's what I'm going to be bringing to you. Men Change Mondays. Men Change Mondays on Monday. Last Monday, I gave you guys the topic of tying ties and bow ties. Tying ties and bow ties. Now, a lot of men in this day and age, in this era, do not know how to tie a tie, do not know how to bow tie. And if you have been subscribing, if you have been part of the channel, then you have seen how to tie a tie. That's what we went over the first topic. Now, this second topic, is Men Change Mondays. Men Change Mondays, we're going to start with pride. We're going to talk about pride. A lot of men have pride issues or pride um, dilemmas or situations where they are in a pride situation. And we're going to discuss pride in men today. A lot of men have pride issues. I want to, I don't want to call it a pride issue, because I don't think that men having pride is an issue. This is just, what I'm saying, me personally, I don't think men having a pride is an issue, because they are, first of all, let's go over what pride is. What is pride? I looked up the definition on pride. If you want to look up the definition, you can look it up. But I looked up the definition, and pride is a feeling of deep pleasure or situation driven from one's own achievement, a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction driven from one's own achievement. So, first and foremost, a man having pride comes from his own achievements, the things that he have achieved in his own situation, in his own dilemma. Um, he has got pride from the things that he have achieved, and most of the people that is subscribing, the most of the people that is looking on this podcast is around 18 and older, obviously, because I mean, hypothetically speaking, if you are on this podcast or if you are viewing this podcast, you are supposed to be 18 and older. I mean, I'm just saying. So you are in the 18 or older. We are all grown. We are all in the adult mindset. Yes. Okay. Well, in this midnight hour, we are talking about men and their pride, and where it comes from, a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction driven from one's own achievement. So the things that you have done in your own life, in your own era, to make you um, the things you have accomplished, men, we're going to talk about the men today. I don't know if the women are paying attention, but we're going to be on the guys today. It's Men Change Monday, so we on the fellas today. Guys, pride is a feeling of deep pleasure or one's own a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction driven from one's own achievement. Just accomplishing goals in your life gives you pride. Accomplishing goals in your life gives you pride, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Don't let, because I know a lot of people say, "Oh, he had too much pride." A feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction driven from one's own achievement. He got too much. He got too much pride because he has achieved too much. He's happy about the things that has achieved in his life, the goals that he has set forth in his life, and he's achieved them. Gave him pride and satisfaction. He got too much of. Come on, fellas, you need your pride, man. Don't let them do that. A second definition of pride: confidence and self-respect of confidence and damn confidence and self-respect as expressed by members of a group. Okay, my bad, guys. I got kids at the house, man, so I'm trying to work and trying to still keep it at the same time. But like I said, it's let me see. Let me get it right so I can read this shit. Confidence and self-respect as expressed by members of a group. So with that being said, is you get confidence when the people around you congratulate you. That's where a sense of pride comes from. A sense of pride comes from the people around you. You know what I'm saying? So if the people around you are not congratulating you and pumping you up and making you feel some type of way when you are doing whatever it is that you do, you gonna find another way to receive that achievement or receive that recognition. A third definition: be specifically proud of qualities of your skills. Be specifically proud of quantities of your skills. So guys that have different skill traits, guys that have more than one skill trait, you should be proud. You should walk around with your head high. So when people walk around and tell you that, oh, he had too much pride, he achieved his goals, he set out forth that he was needing, the people around him is giving him praise and saying that he's doing a good job, and he has multiple traits. He can do it in different ways, different fashions. He's supposed to have a lot of he's supposed to have a lot of pride. He's supposed to have a lot of pride. Now, when you put it in form of animal content, what is a lion's pride? His group, his family, nobody can come into his area. He's the king of the jungle. You know what I'm saying? And if that's not what they own, then I don't understand. A lion, you know what I'm saying? King of the jungle, you know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Gorilla, pride, you know what I'm saying? So what are you telling me a man has too much pride? I don't understand that when a lot of people say a man has too much pride. He has pride based off of a feeling of deep pleasure and satisfaction driven from his own achievement. He has confidence and self-respect as expressed by members of a group, and he can be specifically proud of the quantities of his skills. The traits of a man. Man, if you are out here and you are watching and you are a man, be proud of your pride. I've been watching it, and a lot of people have been watching and say, oh, he had too much pride. He had too much pride where he couldn't get out of his ways, or he had too much pride where he couldn't let that go. Well, that is his way. That is his way. You have to be able to let a man make a mistake. You have to be able to let a man make a mistake. He has to have room for mistake, and he has to be able to see it for himself, because even if you tell him multiple times over and over and over and over, he's still not going to listen until he make the mistake himself. He has to physically make the mistake himself in order to see what has happened. Now, if he goes back and make the same mistake again, oh, now that's something that you can't deal with. Somebody that's making the same mistake over and over and over, that's something you can't deal with. But a new mistake or a new issue or a new problem, that's something you can't be tripping off of. Now, when we are speaking of pride and we are talking to the fellas and we talking about pride, we are going to figure out why there is such a bind, where there's such a gap, why there's such a problem or such a tug of war between the two when it comes to pride and men. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we're going to be going over on this midnight hour. I'm the host. I'm no middle name. If you are subscribing over here on Instagram, you can come over to YouTube and subscribe. You can get all the content, all the material that I'm giving you. And on tonight's episode of the Midnight Hour, we are talking about MCMs. MCMs normally go for Men Change Mondays, but on the Midnight Hour is going to be Men Change Mondays. Men, we have to be able to change starting with Monday. We have to be able to change starting with Monday. Monday, get up, start off with a breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Get your day going. Get your day going. I know you ain't trying to hear it. I know you ain't trying to be dealing with it. But like I said, this is the midnight hour. You finna be winding down before you shoot over to the drama, before you shoot over to the yelling and the cussing and the arguing. You know what I'm saying? Now will be a good time to level up. Make a stride in your life. Not just for yourself, but for the people around you, your community, the people that's outside the walls that you living in. And you can see it on the TV. You can see it on the news. We need a lot of direction. We need a lot of direction. I don't care what you want to call it. We need some direction. And me personally, it starts with the men. It starts with the men. Why do I feel like it starts with the men? Because I've been reading the Bible and this, that, and the third. And men was created first. Woman came from Adam's rib. And I mean, I understand that, and a lot of people that's out here can, you know what I'm saying, you can hold your own and you can get it by yourself and you stand as a proud black woman. And I got you. I understand it is what it is. But in the household that I'm reading, in the household that I grew up in, the man was the head of household. The man was head of household. And I understand that, you know what I'm saying, there's not a man in the picture or a man that's in and out and this, that, and the third, but we on something different right now. I'm talking to the fellas. I understand we was on the ladies. We at a different time, but we talking to the fellas right now. The fellas right now. So like I said, men are head of household. Why do I feel like men is head of household? Men is head of household because first and foremost, they have to provide protection. They have to provide protection. I don't care what alarm system you got. I don't care what baseball bat you got. I don't care what dog you got. Bro, I don't care what, bro, how far the police is. Bro, you need protection. That's just first and foremost. You just need protection. And if you are a female staying by yourself, or you know of a female standing by herself, I'm telling you, somebody's going to try her at some point in time. especially with what's going on now and what we got going on in this world that we living in now with the pandemic and all this going on. With all that going on, man, I'm just saying, first and foremost, a head of household needs protection. Protection, first and foremost. Even if you a single man, if you a single man and you stand in a house by yourself, you're gonna need protection. That's first and foremost. I don't care what house it is, it needs protection. Protection. I'm telling you, it needs protection. And women can only do so much. That's what I'm saying. I don't care what alarm you got. If you got an alarm system, they're gonna call. They're gonna call you first just to make sure. And then it's gonna give them another 15 minutes to get to you. Depending on what area you in. If you was subscribing, if you was following us, we had a podcast. We had an episode where we talked about the areas and how the police respond based off of the area you lived in. You know what I'm saying? So based off of the area you live in, you call the police, how long is it gonna take them to show up? Exactly. So you got an alarm system, you got that. What, you got a baseball bat? Okay. What if you miss? Okay. And then you got a gun. How many ladies out here know how to shoot a gun? Come on, man. I go to the gun range every day. Come on now. Have you been put in a situation though? Have you went through your obstacle training where I mean, a lot of fellas ain't either. And that's why I'm bringing you guys the midnight hour. We find ways to level up. Not trying to give you guys no fear. Not trying to put you in no fear state. That ain't what I'm trying to be on. I ain't trying to be giving you guys fear and make you guys feel scared or nothing like that. We just trying to find different ways to level up. And in any household, if you are watching, if you are subscribing, and you are in a house right now, that house needs protection. And women can only do so much. That's what I'm saying. And we on the fellas today. I understand that ladies can do it on their own. They can get it by their own self and this, that. I understand that, but that ain't what we on today. We talking to the fellas. Fellas, they need the protection, bro. I don't care what they talking about. I don't care what she talking about, bro. You the head of household. You need protection, man. That's first and foremost. I don't care how else you want to look at it, bro. That's first and foremost. You're gonna need that protection. And that's just how that has to be. So like I said, we are on men today. Men, this is the MCM, Men Change Mondays, not Men Crush Mondays, because anybody can have a crush on you, you know what I'm saying? But you got to be able to get your own stuff together. You got to get yourself together and be able to stand on your own too as a man. As your own too, and as a man. And the last episode, I showed you how to put on a bow tie and a regular tie. So that should be already at the way. We shouldn't even have to handle that anymore. And if it is a problem, you can go back and, you know what I'm saying, subscribe, bro. Subscribe. It's on there. You can figure out how to put your tie on, how to put your bow tie on, and we're gonna be, making strides in life. Next thing, fellas, now that we have figured out this pride thing, because he got too much pride. Like I said, a pride is a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction from one's own accomplishment. Like I said, I didn't accomplish my protection. I didn't figure it out. Now they need protection. We didn't got that part accomplished. They need the protection. Now I'm there. Okay, but as a man, you should know what it is, how to protect your family. You should know that. I shouldn't even have to explain that. You should know how to protect your own family. Keep them safe. I shouldn't even have to explain that. If you do, then just hit me a message. We can do a separate segment on, protection, on how to protect the ladies. But you should know how to protect. You should know how to protect your flock and your family. Next thing, money managing skills. Money managing skills. I'm on the fellas. Like I said, man, a lot of these ladies spend. They spend. They spend. And they look up and we gotta spend more spending. You gotta be able to step in, fellas, and manage the money. You gotta step in and manage the money. Sometimes them heels ain't gonna cut it. Sometimes them lip glosses ain't gonna cut it. Sometimes them bags ain't gonna cut it. We got to be able to save and make different strides in what we got going on. And I understand you want them that bag. I understand you want them shoes, but you know, if we could save that and turn that into, you know, a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Save that. You know what I'm saying? And we could turn it into something different. Cause I know by now you that apartment is uh uh that right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm about ready to, you know, shaking back on that. I'm about ready to shake and bake on that. But you know what I'm saying? In order for me to be able to make that move, I gotta be able to vision the move and be able to get everybody lined up. And be able to get everybody lined up. And at the same time, it has to be one captain. That's what I was gonna say on this midnight hour. There has to be one person driving the boat. It can't be two captains. It can't be two captains. It can't be two cat. There cannot be two people driving the boat. If y'all got a boat and everybody's going and we load it up and we got everybody on the boat and we selling we sipping shelling and we taking off, we have to be able to go in one direction. There cannot be two captains going two different ways. We're gonna be here all day. We're gonna be here all day. At least let us get to the Bahamas first, and then we can talk about something else. Let's get to Bermuda first, and then we could talk about something. Let's get to Cancun, and then we could talk about something. And if y'all don't know, man, y'all better do your research, man. Them places require a boat. And I'm just saying, if you plan on getting there, there has to be one driver. There cannot be two people driving the boat. But let's get back to what I was talking about. I was talking about money managing skills. The money managing skills, fellas. I know you in there. You got it going. Fives is tens and tens is 15s and 20s is 30s. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it don't mean too much if you got to put it back on what she's spending. It really don't even matter. You balling out of control and you banking and you got it going, but then you put it back in the account that is negative. Like, come on, bro. How did I go back to a negative account? Because at the same time, you telling her you got it and she got it and you can have it and it is what it is, and you looking up and she just spending. But at the same time, I'm just trying to give y'all guys something different. I'm just giving y'all something different. Just imagine what would happen if you was to say that just one time, two times, invested into it something else. And what do I say? Invest in? Invest in yourself. The money that you saving, invest in yourself. Save it, invest in yourself. And then when you get through investing in yourself, invest in your kids, invest in your family. Because that's how everybody else making money. How do the rich stay rich? Keep it in the family. Shout out to Chris Tucker. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. And that's how we got to be able to live in this situation. So, like I said, it's money managing skills. I know a lot of people is out there making plays. A lot of fellas, you out there making plays, but at the same time, somebody got to be saving somewhere. Somebody got to be saving somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to put no pressure on nobody, but at the same time, that's just what we got to be on. That's one thing we have to be on. We have to be on different ways of leveling up and different ways to, you know, find ways to make it to the top. And one of those ways is with money managing skills. You know what I'm saying? And once we be able to get that established, then we can be able to find different ways of leveling up. Like I said, this is, yeah. I am no middle name. This is the midnight hour. And if you are subscribing, I ask that you come over to YouTube and subscribe, because you can be able to get all your content and all your material over at YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So this is the midnight hour. We are finding different ways to level up, find different ways to come up. We have spoke about pride, which is a feeling of deep pleasure driven from one's own achievement. The things you have achieved in your life, bro, gives you pleasure. confidence and self-respect as members of a group. Confidence and self-respect as expressed members of a group. So the people around you, um, can give you pride. And then so when they say, "Hey, bro, you got too much pride," well, y'all the people around me that's giving me this pride. People around me gives me the pride. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Um, be specifically proud of the quantity. So different ways, man. Different ways of leveling up. Different ways of managing the skills. Different ways of making it to the next level gives you a sense of pride. So, like I said, on this midnight hour, we have spoke about the pride issues. We have spoke about the protection. Give them the protection that they need. Give them the protection that they need. We have spoke on money managing skills. You know how to manage. You know how to manage your money. You know how to manage your money. Now all you need to do is get her to stop spending. That's it. That's it. All you gotta do is get her to stop spending and get on the same page that y'all on, and y'all save together. That's it. Um, instruction. Instruction, fellas. Now that we have given the protection, now that we have given the um, sense of money managing skills, now there has to be a sense of instruction. There has to be a sense of instruction, fellas. I know that it may be hard and may be difficult to. That's why this is the third step, but it's I know it can be hard and difficult to be able to get off what it is that you need to get off on your chest, but there has to be some instruction going on in your life, not only in your life but the people around you. There has to be a sense of instruction. You got the pride, you got the money managing skills, you got the protection. Now there needs some instruction. And what is the instruction? What is the instruction? The instruction is to help them get through what you couldn't get through. Help them get through what you couldn't get through. You know what I'm saying? When you going through, you knew the stuff that you went through and the battles you faced and the dilemmas that you went through and the hardships and the tough times that you went through. Now you should be able to explain to your children or your family on different ways of not letting that happen in their life. It's that easy. It's that easy. There's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong. I'm not saying I'm perfect. There is no perfect, but you strive for perfection. You set out your goals and you strive for perfection. You know what I'm saying? There is no perfect, but you can strive for it. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, is you got to give that direction. You got to give that instruction. And what is the instruction? The instruction is don't do what I did. Go at it a different route. Go at it a different way. And if you do try to make those same steps that I made, I just want to let you know that those wasn't the right ones. And that's as easy as you can put it, bro. I know it wasn't perfect. I know I didn't do everything that I wasn't supposed to, but I'm just trying to get you to understand. Don't make those same mistakes. And if you can understand not to make those same mistakes, we'll both be able to make it through those gates. And I'm just asking you to just stick by me and stay with me as we go through that journey together. And that's what we're doing on this midnight hour. We bringing you the topics where we can find different ways of leveling up, different ways of making it to that next level, different ways of bettering ourselves, not just for ourselves, but for everyone that's around as well. And that's what we're doing on the midnight hour. So we have spoke on the protection, we have spoke on the instruction, we have spoke on the money managing skills, and we have found different ways of leveling up. Now the last thing about this pride issue is help. The last thing about pride is asking for help. I know a lot of fellas don't want to ask for help. That is one of the biggest, I guess, pride issues that seem to draw a wedge between man and female or between two people? Pride. And what's the first thing? He has a pride issue. He has a pride issue, but we didn't already went over what pride is. We didn't already went over pride, what pride is. He has too much pride because he has achieved a lot in his life. A lot of things have went successfully in his life, so now he has a sense of pride. And the only way you're gonna tell him different is if he makes that mistake or as if he falls short on his own. He has to see it on his own. That makes you stubborn. That makes you stuck in your ways. I mean, but it comes from satisfaction in your achievements. It comes from multiple express from the people around you. It comes from the especially proud of the quantity in your life. So the different things that you can do gives you the sense of pride. So you have too much pride, man. I've done a lot. I have achieved a lot, and just seems like the way that I'm doing it seems to be the right way to me. It seems to be the right way to me. I know you done your route, and and that's why I say there has to be one person driving this boat. If we're gonna do this, if we're gonna do this together, if we're gonna ride this wave, we gotta both be on the same page. And there has to be one driver. There has to be one driving. Which way we driving? Which way we going? Where we going? We going that way? Is you riding? Before you get on your boat ticket, before you hop on a boat, you know that's the boat that you're supposed to be taking. You know that you bought a plane or a ticket for it. You bought your plane flight to get over there. You bought your boat ticket. You know that this is the boat I'm supposed to be on because I'm ready to go. On this midnight hour, man, there has to be one captain. There has to be one person driving. So those are the different things that I have about the midnight hour. So that is just a little bit something for the fellas. So right now, if you have a chance, shoot over to YouTube, no middle name, the midnight hour, Facebook, YouTube, the midnight hour. I'm your host, no middle name. Just finding different ways to come up. So on this Monday night, Men Change Mondays, we are discussing pride. And with pride, men, we have to have a sense of direction. We have to have a sense of protection. We have to let our surroundings know that they are protected. Pride, I don't see nothing wrong with pride. I don't see nothing wrong with it. He has too much pride. I didn't look up the definitions for it. You can look them up yourself, bro. I don't see nothing wrong with having pride. I don't see nothing at all. So that is my spiel on the MCMs. I want to do something different. Uh it's not Man Crush Mondays, it's Men Change Mondays. So men, on Mondays we have to make a change. We have to make a change. We have to make a change not only for ourselves but for our family as well. We have to make a change, men, on Mondays. I know the ladies, they might be tuning in, but this one wasn't for y'all. I apologize. It wasn't for the ladies. It was for the fellas today. The ladies gonna get their turn, but this one was for the fellas. Fellas, we have to be able to make a change starting with Monday, and that's today. Do not let Monday go by. You got 20 more minutes. 20 more minutes. Don't let Monday go by without making some type of change in your life. Don't let it go by. Starting with Monday, starting with men. Men change Mondays. Not men crush Mondays. And we ain't worried about no crushing. We ain't worried about them flocking. We ain't worried about that right now, bro. We worried about different ways we can find to come up, different ways to level up, different ways to make different strides in our life. Starting with men, starting with Monday. Because Monday is what? The go get it day. Everybody be dragging their feet. Feel not really feeling the Monday, you know what I'm saying, coming up out of there, but you gotta be able to come up out of there. come up out of their head strong, driven forward, ready to get some things done and accomplished, especially on Monday. You go hard on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Come Thursday and Friday, you can be, you know, basking. Not saying that you're gonna be relaxing, but you can be basking. You know what I'm saying? Based off of the achievement that you have done will give you a sense of pride. And that's what we is. You can look it up right now. Pride, a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction driven from one's own achievement. So based off of the goals that you have accomplished gives you a sense of pride. Based off of the goals you have accomplished gives you a sense of pride. I don't want to hear nothing else about, oh, he has too much pride. He has too much pride. Well, he has accomplished too much in his life. If it's good and it's going well and you're happy, bro, I don't see a problem with it. I don't see a problem with it. I don't see a problem with it. I don't see a problem with it, especially if it's going good. Well, he's stuck in his ways. Hey, he living good, he eating good, his family is happy. What is the problem? What is the problem? I don't see what the problem is. I mean, you see what we got going on in this, what we got going on in this era with the coronavirus and stuff like that. The reason why the coronavirus is still around is because nobody actually took the initial step to get it figured out. Bro, we could have been back in the open. We could have been back out. We could have been back around if they just came by and been like, "Hey, bro, wipe everything down, bro. Let's go, man. We ain't got because it's on the surface. It's on the surface. It can only be transmitted by contact or by on a surface, coughing and within 6 feet, right? So first and foremost, wipe down all areas. All areas, wipe down all areas first and foremost. Secondly, I think if it's as bad as they say it is, then everybody need to get tested for it. They don't need to do half test and half not test. Have some people test, some people don't test. If the coronavirus is as bad as they say it is, then everybody need to get tested for it. Period, point blank. That's just how I feel about it. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't the one in charge though, so you can only ride with whoever's on. And you know what I'm saying? It's just different ways of looking at the situation, different ways of viewing it. There's just different ways of viewing it, man. So I appreciate y'all for subscribing. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you are on Instagram, you can shoot over to Facebook or YouTube. No middle name, the Midnight Hour. Pride. You can catch all the content, all the information, all the different ways we are finding ways to level up. So, like I said, this is the Midnight Hour. We are just finding different ways to come up, different ways to level up and make it to the next day. And on this Midnight Hour, I don't want it to go without making some type of stride, some type of level up in the day, starting with Monday, starting with men. That's what I'm on. Starting with the men, started on Monday. We got to be able to change our Mondays. And first off, it's going to be pride. Don't let them say that you have too much pride. A pride is a feeling of deep pleasure. A feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction driven from one's own achievement. So the things you have achieved in your life gives you satisfaction, pride. I can't say that no clearer than that. Once you get that sense of pride, then you have to be able to use that eternally to be able to manifest and give that back to your community, your surrounding areas. That's what that is. You take that pride and you give it back. How do you give it back? By giving protection. By giving protection, you would help with money making skills. Money managing skills, fellas know how to manage money. I can tell you that now. They know how to manage money. They just need somebody else to be on the same page. After you get your money managing skills, you have to be able to give instruction and take instruction. Give instruction and take instruction. It goes both ways. You give a little, you get a little. Give a lot, get a lot. It's that easy. And last and foremost, don't be afraid to ask for help. When you get into a situation, when you get into a bind, when you get into a tough situation, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to step out and be like, yeah, man, I might need just a little bit of help, man. I might just need just a little bit of help, man. I might just need just a little bit of help. And once you get that help, you might be able to make it over. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what I'm on, man. The MCMs, Men Change Mondays. I'm talking to the fellas out there. We just finding different ways of leveling up. They call it MCM, Men Crush Mondays. I call it Men Change Mondays. It starts with the fellas. We got to make a change starting with Monday. And I am your host, no middle name. If you are on Instagram and you need the content, you can shoot over to YouTube. No middle name, the Midnight Hour. You can subscribe. I'm giving you all the content that I'm possessing. I am your host, no middle name. This is the Midnight Hour. Subscribe, like, comment, share.